What's going on, everybody? Boa tarde. Espero que você esteja entendendo uma optimogia. This is your man Larry, the American Brazilian. I don't know who this is for or who's going to see this. First and foremost, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm actually pushing my son. I hadn't seen him in about 35 days. He just came back from Brazil, and I wanted to spend a little time with him. But after watching a live with Pablo Frescobar, shout out to Pablo Frescobar, and there was a gentleman. He had kind of an open panel discussion, and he titled his video "I'm Tired." And basically, it was in lieu of recent events with Austin Holleman and just people attempting to control the narrative of guys who have passports, travel, become expats, and just brothers in general who decide to do dating differently, marriage differently, and life differently. In any event, one guy, SKT or TKS, I forget his name, and if you're watching this, brother, I apologize for butchering the acronym. But he made an interesting assessment based on thank you, the Austin Holloman situation. And what he was referring to, I kind of broke it down in my own mind. You know how someone can be speaking and you can hear something and just everything culminates into like one sentence or one thought. And for me, it kind of, he spoke of organization. He spoke of structure and logistics and forming some form of structure for people who are passport bros, SYSBM, people who travel, people who are who become expats, and people who will enter into the travel community. Hold on, let me make sure. Uh, okay, all right, hold on. All right, anyway, I just want to see who was on here. But anyway, so I had a thought. Austin Holloman, I saw the video the interview that he did with the Fox News, the guy in Texas. And of course, he has said his own words are that people are considering him or calling him either the leader of the Passport Bros or the voice of the Passport Bros movement. And that even made me think, but I think here in SKT, I forget his name, it made me think unless something is created, some form of structure, some form of some sound form of organization, where people know, and I hate to say speaks for the organization, and we hate to say that, but they're going to continue to control the narrative. And in other words, let's just say, God forbid, somebody does go out and do something even heinous. Um, you know what they're accusing Austin of. Let's just say somebody goes out and they just, I mean, they're not even, they actually do it. They do something like very, very sinister, and they hurt people. And if they, um, let's just say they carry the banner Passport Bros. Well, I think people who travel will be in the same, will find themselves in this, defending themselves again. And so it's almost like we have to have something, some become organized in a way where okay, these are the people that make up this movement. If they're not saying anything, if things go left, at least we know we have a point of reference. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Because right now, there's no real point of reference. And although that's good to have that degree of autonomy, it's liberating. Uh, it's bad when situations like what happened with Austin happened, because he's always talked about bigging up Brazil. He pedestalized Brazilian women as people like myself pedestalize Brazilian women. But, you know, based on a perceived slight, things were taken out of context. And now all passport bros or people with passport or expats or people who travel are some inadvertently, some purposely finding themselves defending themselves. You know, even so much as asking, can I go? Is it safe to go to Brazil? I had a few people hit me up and say, man, is it safe to go to Brazil? Are they looking at everybody? First of all, to answer that question, yes, it's safe to go to Brazil. Yes, it's safe to visit Salvador. They're not looking at everybody as some um, diabolical egomaniac that feels entitled, that's going over there to supplant themselves into the culture, to manipulate women into doing dastardly things. It's nothing like that. It's it's a few people who are following one person who they've made the face of that movement, um, and you all, you have sycophants who feel like, well, whatever this person says is the gospel, and if they call for blood, which she didn't call for blood, from what I understand, she didn't call for blood, but it's the people that are, it's the subculture or the sub movement within that movement that are calling for some form of, that were calling for some form of violence. And those are the people who, quite honestly, I understand the apprehension of some in regards to future travel. It's like, man, if I go over there, is it a situation where somebody's going to accost me? Some well-meaning person feels like they need to get stripes or whatever. And so, yeah, I understand that apprehension. But again, you know, this, and I'm not minimizing that, but this being put aside, it's always good to make sure that you know as much about the landscape, the culture, the people, where to go, where not to go, your surroundings. I guess that's what I'm saying. Before you maneuver, that way you can navigate safely, or as safe as possible. But in any event, I thought about that, and I'm very apprehensive in talking about the creative structure, because I know it's a lot of logistics involved in that. But it just makes me wonder, because I don't want it to be a situation where, one person acts as a lone wolf under the banner of people who travel or carry passports, or who are expats, or who people like myself, who will be becoming an expat soon, to do something diabolical, and now everybody is having to defend themselves for the actions of one person. And again, I'm not saying Austin did anything wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying, as a result of this, I think we all do well to try to minimize something like this in the future. And it was just a thought, because I thought that the SKC, I keep messing up the guys. Well, just go look at Pablo Frescobar's show. It was live. He just literally just finished about 2 minutes ago. Um, but I think that it's something that is, it it needs to be discussed. It really does. It needs to be discussed, because again, at least if you have an organization or a committee, there's a point of reference, and that creates structure. Of course, the only problem with that is who's going to be a part of that organization, who's going to be a part of that structure, who's going to be a part of the decision making. Are there going to be articles of incorporation? I mean, there's a whole lot of logistics that goes on with that, but I think it's something that needs to be discussed. Um, Hold on for a second. Let me see. Okay. Uh, okay, cool. All right. So yeah, it's just so I really want to know what you guys think. I think I'll probably make a video, because I'm an idea guy. That's what I do. For me, college was business, so that's something that is kind of in my wheelhouse. And I'm not, nominating. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just saying it's something that I believe is needed, because God forbid we're in a situation where we have to defend ourselves again, and this isn't over. I hope the brother, you know, acquires legal representation after his character has been besmirched, and not only has his character been besmirched, but I believe that there's a loss of revenue. You know, I believe that there's a responsibility that the other parties have, because they put out a false narrative, because they didn't do their due diligence, because they besmirched his character. It hurt his it hurt his pocketbook, but it hurt his wallet a little bit. And so I think it's something, man, that hopefully they will figure out and come to some sort of, here you go, buddy. They will come to, go ahead and take it. They will come to some sort of agreement for compensation. So, Austin, I'm sure you probably won't hear this, but if you or if anybody knows of him, just let him know. Here you go, buddy. Hold on for a second, guys. Okay, man. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Um, Hopefully he will go forward with that and not stop until he gets not only the apology that he's requesting, but any back compensation, and definitely having his name cleared and his I don't know if his name can be restored in any way, because I think unfortunately if people don't like you, they just don't like you. But for what can be done as much as possible, rather, to correct the situation based on what was done to him and so many other brothers who are now apprehensive about travel, I think that it's something that should be pursued, and they should not take the foot off the gas. And I'm not talking about, being guilty of doing to them what they did, in a sense of uh, of not forgiving him or anything like that. But what I am saying is, or not him not forgiving them, but what I am saying is that there should be some corrections. There should be some clarifications. Lines have been drawn in the sand, and so I think the only thing that'll make things right is back compensation and the clearing of his name, and definitely, some form of a public apology. Well, in any event, I just wanted to share that really quick. I didn't think it was, worthy to be making a video of it right now, but because I was out enjoying this, well, it's supposed to be Florida sun, but of course, I have a pseudo jacket, coat, rain jacket, whatever it is, but I had to get outside. So I wanted to basically get on my soapbox, say my piece, and let the chips fall there where they may. In any event, fala conversei mais tarde. This is your man Larry, the American Brazilian. I hate to breathe hard when I walk, but it sounds like I'm out of shape, and I'm not. But in any event, talk to you guys later. Até a breve, é verdade. Boa fim de semana. Enjoy your weekend, and we will talk to you guys later. Ciao. Abraços. Now, if I can just get out this thing.